with another formation scheme with the Pistol Ace Twins. Today we're going to be looking at motioning the right tight end, which is the A receiver, to the right and seeing what type of things we can go ahead and create off of that consistency of the motion. So let's go take a look at it. And let's just go over the running plays real quick to make sure that you know that it doesn't affect anything as far as, let's go with the halfback counter, kind of show you where we stand and then kind of go from there, okay? So basically move this guy to the right to left, right? That's the motion we're going to go with today. That does nothing for the play. Basically, in the past, this guy would have been, that tight end would have been going against one of those guys on the right-hand side, but now he's just not going to get touched, and he's not going to be able to get to the running back. So if you look at that right end, he still doesn't get to the back as long as you got a fast back. So it doesn't really affect too much, if at any, the running play. So just on the halfback counter, just want to show you that right away. You know, you're cutting it up, and the guy just doesn't get there. So is it what I would suggest out of that running play? No. But if you still want to run the halfback counter, you can. The strong power, I'm still going to suggest going ahead and with the Pistol Ace always running it to the left side for more yardage, the right side if you're just wanting to keep your guy off balance. But you definitely want to, even with this, move that guy over. I'm going to have to do it before motion him. Alright, so you go to the left here. This guy's not going to make a difference. You still got the home run ability that I showed you in the part 1 of this. And he's not going to make a difference. So just wanted to make sure that you knew that. We'll do the halfback dive just to make sure as well. Run quickly through these running plays. That it's the same setups that I was showing you before, with the ability to run the ball, but this time we're just going to move this guy over, and you can just do this for consistency standpoint, so we can start up some runs and set up some passes and kind of just throw them off a little bit. So go ahead here, and we're still going to cut it to the left. We're still going to look for that hole to the left hand side and get the yardage there. Okay, so now that I've shown you all of the runs, you know, that really matter, it's still going to work the same way. Let's go ahead and show you some of the pass plays we can do off of this motioning, and kind of get your opponent to see that, set up some things here. So first thing we're going to do is motion this guy over every time. So against the curl flat, we motion him, and we put the B on a streak. That's going to free up your Y receiver coming across the middle on a post. Okay, the B is going to get out there quicker, so it's kind of get that free safety to deepen up a little bit, and that Y is going to get able to get over once it goes and settles. That is probably the least effective way to do it because they settled where they were at, but at the same time you're going to see that that's not always the case. A lot of times the case is you're going to throw this ball a lot earlier. As that guy gets sucked in, there's the throw. So we really want that tight end to suck in that linebacker so you can throw it behind him. Okay, so that's the way you word the curl flat. If it doesn't get sucked in, you can wait a little bit longer like I did on the first play, but that's the ideal way of doing it. All right, next play we're going to look at is the PA counter waggle, and we established that this is a play that we can go deep on the first video. So let's go ahead and see if we can do the same thing here. Move them over. You have to double audible this because they don't move over until you do it. So you audible it whatever way you want, then you double audible it to the comeback route. Okay. Then you put the B on a streak, and we're going to do the same thing we were doing in the past, where we do the hike it. You kind of go back to the left a little bit behind your blockers, and you're throwing it to the X. That was just a terrible throw into traffic. Should have threw that ball flat. Let's go ahead and show that again. So audible to whatever you want, then double audible it once he gets settled. Alright, so that's the way it works. Set there, go a little bit to the left here, wait for the X to clear, throw this ball a little bit more flat, and you're good to go. Now this isn't a home run throw. A lot of times this looks like the other play that's a home run throw. This one's not. This one is more of a throw in which you want to hit towards the middle of the field. And I'm kind of mixing up the other play just a couple times ago where I was throwing it way too late. You want to throw this one only for about 25 to 30 yards. You don't want to get greedy on it. You want to get back here. Once he makes the cut, once he gets past that linebacker, throw it right there. See that? Let him do the rest of the work. Hopefully he doesn't get crushed, but that's the throw you want to do, okay? So let's go ahead and move on to the next play. The next play is going to be the PAFL stretch. Now, this is something I've shown in past videos, and I wanted to show it here just as using the A as a decoy, okay? So now, this guy goes over. He's a decoy. You don't have to do anything with him. Just motion him to the right, okay? Now, what you want to do to this B receiver is you want to be able to cut off the play action and throw it as soon as possible to him. So let me show it to you. Here, cut it off, throw it right on his break. Okay? That time the guy made a nice play and break it up, but you're going to be able to hit this guy on his break right there. More often than not, the guy's going to hold on to it. Him still getting it, not a great animation here. I want to make sure that I get a better animation to show you here. And he is getting hit here. The guy is getting hung out to dry, but the play is there. Now, let's go ahead and see if I just put this guy on a streak. Does that help the separation here? I don't think it's going to. It does a little bit because it does make that guy go deeper. So, yeah, just go ahead and put that guy on a streak or then move him over, because what that'll end up doing is it'll make that free safety just have to honor that deep route a little bit more. And right there, throw it right there. And it is a quick throw. It is a quick hitter. It is something that I like to take advantage of when I see user free safeties, because you know, it is a quick hitter. They don't expect you to throw the ball out that quickly and get the ball in there, okay? So that the A is just a decoy in that play, but we're still setting it up for different plays down the future. Now we're going to go look at the halfback slip screen. And on this, we're going to have the A receiver do a unique route to be able to give us a little bit better opportunity to spring this for a big play here. So let's go ahead and show it. On the slip screen, we're going to put the RB on a streak, put the B on a drag. So we're going to make a drag screen. Move this guy over, but we're going to put him on a zig first, then move him over. When he gets on a zig, what you're going to see is that outside linebacker on the right-hand side cover the flat, and A, by the time he gets on his zig, he's going to be in perfect position to do a kick-out block. And I'll show you on instant replay if everything works the way it's supposed to, okay? So here we go. Go to the B, and caught some traffic there. Still got about 15 yards. But let's see if it worked for us on that way, the way I've intended. So this guy goes in. See how that guy goes to the flat? This guy should be able to, once the ball is thrown, be in a position to do a kickoff block. Right there, the guy made a nice little stop in. Well, if this guy can make this block, which he does a lot, then we free up this lineman to get up the field to make a 2-on-2 block. So that guy missed his block there, but you can see how I want this to go. That guy ends up breaking that one, that guy ends up breaking that one, and I kind of run into that player. But if he kicks him out, it shows it a little bit better. So let's go ahead and see if we can go ahead and show this the way it's intended on doing it, and see if he can pick up that block again. But we put him on that zig for that delay ability to kick that block out. So let's go ahead and see. Get to the B receiver here. And gives you that big wide open angle. Let's see what he did. And I'm more concerned about the block than him following my blockers at this point, but I want to show you the intentions of the play first. This guy does this. This guy gets there, and I believe we get the block this time. So yeah, see how he does the kick out block and gives that ability to not worry about it. So you're looking when you catch this to cut this inside. You want to follow number 75 is basically your thing. Now 62 didn't do what I wanted him to do. He usually cuts back inside and goes after that free safety. And now we got 75. We got 2-on-2 once we get the kick out blocks. So basically that's the way it is. You want to go outside with that and go up, so then we have more yardage. But that's really how it is. That's why we put him on that. Just want to kind of show you the reasoning behind it. And just run it one more time, show you, see if we can get all components to work properly. And that time we did get the kick out block again, but we had the middle linebacker following us. But you can see basically the gist of it, and what we're looking to do, especially because it doesn't show that it is a halfback screen. It doesn't scream it. We kind of catch them off guard right at the end, and then we go ahead and get about 20 yards. So, and it's a pretty safe throw too. I mean, the way it all does, so we'll be able to use that play. All right, now we're going to look at a play called slot under, and we're going to show how to run it a couple different ways, and be able to get our running back involved a little bit here too. Okay, so here's the slot under play, and move this guy over to the right, and what we're going to do is put the A on a zig, the running back on a wheel, and our first read is going to be the under to the B. Okay, if he is open, we want to throw it to him. He's really going to be the guy that we're targeting. If for some reason he's not open because the middle linebacker and the left linebacker stay in his alley, that's going to basically allow that RB to be open on the cut up on the wheel. So let's go ahead and look at the B. All right, looks like he's going to be open right underneath. He got caught up there, but that's where we're looking to throw that ball. Let's go ahead and show this again. Put on the zig, wheel, and this is a delayed route to the B, so we want to make sure that we do it. All right, and see how right there, that guy's kind of right there. That's an iffy throw. If you don't like the way that's throwing, that's going to be, that's why I have this backup route with the wheel, because that throw right there to me is kind of throwing into traffic, right? So what we do is, if the guy's not wide open, we don't like it, we throw it to this RB guy. And that delayed slot out is holding that linebacker there to where he doesn't have that ability to get to that wheel, because he's got to pick. Do I stay there? Do I do there? So if he goes ahead and picks the wheel right away, that B is going to be wide open. If he's not wide open, then you go to the RB. So right now, still going to the RB, and that's how I like to run this play. But again, if there's a user that sells out for the RB, then you're going to have that slot under going to be able to backfill where that user play would have been. So right now, you could still throw right there. You know, basically, you're looking at 10 to 15 yards, okay? The next play I like to do, this play, is just doing, and utilize him on a one-on-one battle for a jump ball against the strong safety, okay? If you look over here, I've got +8 height on the strong safety. The guy's not going to be able to cover man as well. He's not going to cover as a zone as well. Pick and choose who you're going against, but if you don't go against a strong safety that you feel strikes terror in you, take a chance with this. This is a tight end versus a strong safety type deal. It's going to be isolated by the way we set it up, because what we're going to do is we're going to take the B and put him on a streak, and we're going to leave the Y where it is. That's going to take the cornerback, the free safety, and he's going to make him turn his back on them on the left-hand side, and we're going to be able to throw this ball. Now, I throw it a little bit different. I don't throw a jump ball. I throw it like a bullet, where I cut it off in the inside about 35 yards down the field, okay? So, basically, if you look at it here, this is what I'm looking at. I'm going to put the B on the running back on a block just to make sure we got time. But we're going to take this chance on him. So I'm going to go ahead and hike it. And I'm going to move. Of course, I get breaking down the first time. So let's go ahead and check this out here. RB on a block. I'm going to put the B on a streak, and it's solely to get the strong safety, the free safety to cover him. We're going to go one-on-one with the strong safety. We're going to bullet it in, and we're going to do that type animation. Now, the one player that will mess this up is that free safety. Now, the free safety, in my opinion, is the guy that I catch this ball almost every single time. It's just a matter of, do I come down with it, depending on what the free safety does. So we really want to try to look the free safety off as much as we can, and you don't want that free safety to hit you until you got your feet planted. Okay, so that's the idea. That wasn't my best type animation that I'm looking for. I caught it, but I like to bullet it in, and I like to kind of play a rebound positioning game with him. So again, not, that animation, you can cut it off. Those aren't as smooth of animations as I want, but so far I'm 2 for 3 on the throw. Let's see if we can get it more to what I'm looking for. Again, cut it off in the middle, catching it, but I want him to catch it jumping up. I'm throwing it a little bit too late, and what you can see when it does that, the bullet doesn't work as well, but you can see I'm completing the pass. I don't know why I'm complaining, but it's not the way. I'm more of a perfectionist. I like it the way I like it, and it's not happening the way I want it. And that time I stepped into a pass rusher. Alright, so let's go ahead and I want to try to show it to you the way I intended on it, so that way, practice makes perfect for anybody who's doing it, to see that's how maybe you want to do it. Okay, that's the throw, that's the catch I'm looking for, okay? I like it to where I'm cutting it off, I'm in the air, I come down with it. It's more like a 35-yard throw rather than a 40-yard throw, but we're trying to go one-on-one with this guy, and we're trying to make sure that it's one-on-one with him, okay? So that's personally how I like to throw it. If you have your own deep ball methods and you're a good user catcher, go ahead and do what you got, but I'm just showing that on this route against this strong safety with this tight end, if you got one of those guys like Julius Thomas or Gronkowski or Jimmy Graham, that you can go ahead and make that type of catch, go with it. I mean, this is your time. You're putting your guys in the right situation to make a play here. So we're going to isolate him one-on-one. We're going to go ahead and do this. And again, see, that's how, if he doesn't come down with it, they can knock it out. So far I've got my hands on it every single time, but I haven't come down with it twice, because when he comes down with it, they are right in the path of the ball on his way down. So let's show this one more time, be done with it, and get your 30 yards, right? So don't look at the field and say, I got 40 yards, I want to go all the way down the field. That's not the play. The play is about a 30 to 35 yard play, all right? Now the last play I'm going to look at is a play I'm going to back up a little bit for you, just because the potential of this play can be a home run threat, or it can be something that can go about 30 to 35 yards, depending on how you want to throw it, depending on what coverage they see. Okay, so first off, I'm going to show it to you from the 50-yard line, and we're going to take advantage of this A route. Okay, so we're going to move him over to the right, and that's going to hold that linebacker, that one cornerback to the right. That's the intention. Now we're going to take your B and I'm going to put him on a streak. That is going to occupy the free safety. Okay, now I want to take the Y, put him on an in. That should occupy the linebackers as he progresses, and I'll put the RB on a wheel. That's the guy we're going to. Okay, against any type of 4-3-3-4 coverage, you're going to be able to get the wheel to get over the top for a touchdown, because of the fact that you're going against a strong safety on the right hand side, and his play recognition and his ability to recover is a lot worse than a cornerback would be. Okay, when you go against like a 4-6 cover 3 drop, it still works, but you have to throw it differently. So let me show you two different ways to throw it. One, you can bullet to the inside, or you can throw it over the top. So let's go ahead and see how this works here. We got RB going for the pass, and we're going to go over the top with it first. You see that play, how that worked? One, you saw had a ridiculous amount of time, which was great, but that doesn't always happen. If it doesn't happen, let me show it to you. RB, you're going to have a couple different routes to throw to. as far as this Y underneath or this X if they do blitzes or whatever. But the other way you can throw this is basically to go ahead, put this RB like this, and when he passes that guy, pass lead it in on a bullet and let him do the rest. That is definitely the safer throw against all coverages, but against this coverage, let me show it again to you why it works after I do it. Against 3-4 or 4-3, cover 3s, cover 4s. Alright, so move that this way, let him go here. That guy is going to be preoccupied. I'm going to throw it over the top to this guy, okay? Now, I drew this up a certain way, and I love the fact that it's working exactly the way I want it to, and that's why I'm bringing it to you. The way I drew it up, and I saw this route, and I said, okay, I think this guy with the outside release, and the way he's running it, and the way he gets it will occupy this guy, right? So he does. Now, he is the only guy in his deep of the third right now that is able to be a threat to him. So he's not a threat yet, right? Now, my wheel guy, you see him, he's coming, he's coming. Well, this guy is the only guy, he's going to jump this route. As soon as he sees this wheel, watch what he does. It's that oh crap moment. I need to get back. You got a full shrinking 90+ speed running back against a lesser speed strong safety who has to stop on a dime, turn, and cover. Advantage us, right? Watch the separation he gets because, you know, there is no makeup speed just because you got burnt. And you're throwing us over the top, and you've got all that room. Now, why do the other routes work? Other routes work is because, like I said before, I wanted this Julio Jones right here to be able to kick out this free safety. This free safety right now has no deep threat on the right-hand side of the field. As soon as this guy, watch, it's in unison. As soon as this guy breaks to the right, that guy goes ahead and does this back to Julio Jones. That's his deepest threat. That's the guy he's going to go and cover. As you can see it from this angle, this guy stops, and it's a stop and go. And look at all that room that I created with that route combination, okay? So that's why we do this route combination. That was what I originally had drawn it up for, so that you can see it. Now the middle route is just to keep the linebackers from dropping back too far. See how every time he goes through the zone, they come a little closer to him. And then, see, if you look at it, it starts off with the left guy, he gets it. Now the middle guy, he stops his progression backwards, goes for him. This guy is going backwards. As soon as he gets in his zone, he stops his progression, goes backwards. That's how we get that guy free up in that. And now we've got it over the top. Okay, so that's how it works. Now let me show you against cover 3 drop out of the 4-6 why it's different. Because with that formation, any formation that you get at cornerback covering on the right-hand side, maybe they base the line, you're going to have a little bit better play reaction to it. And I want to make sure that you see one of the drop, right? To where, see on the right-hand side now, on the left-hand side you got the cornerback on B, okay? That's definitely advantage us on that, but that's not who we're going to go to because there's a free safety that's going to cover over the top too. But here, we go ahead and move this guy over. Now we got a strong safety is not covering him. That's going to be number 39, Brandon Carr. So basically, we've got an RB here. What we want to do in this situation, when we see that it's a DB, we want to go ahead and it's the same principle, but we're going to go ahead and throw it inside instead of over the top. Okay. Now, if you try to throw it over the top, and I'll show it to you, it doesn't work as effectively because that guy does do a good job of play recognizing it and getting back and whatnot. Now, depending on who you're going against, but that's typically your number one corner on that right-hand side of the screen. So I wouldn't go ahead. Now, you only got 3 people going. See, that time he did bite on it and we're able to do it. But from what I've noticed in the past, it's less likely. Okay, the 4-3-3-4 with the corner strong safety there, it's almost 100% that guy's going to do that. I have seen some times where the cornerback excuse me, goes ahead and drops. So I wanted to make sure that you saw it, and I reveal that type of tidbit for you, so that way, if it doesn't work for you with the bomb over the top, you kind of have in mind, I'm going to go the inside bullet first, and then that as a secondary. But look at that throw, guys. That is just a orchestrated throw that basically we're able to do, and obviously against the cover 3 drop, cover 4 drop, it's going to be the best scenario, because the way it looks, you only have 3 guys rushing you. It's those middle 3 guys, so everybody else is dropping coverage. Now obviously if people do blitzes where they're sending more people off of this, but if they're running this base and they're only running 3, you're going to have that ability to throw it. See, this is one of those things I was telling you about with the cornerback staying. You know why the cornerbacks did that time? It's because I rolled out of it and made that guy was less of a threat. So you want to keep your quarterback inside the pocket, and that'll give you better opportunity to get what you want and what you're manipulating out of the defense, right? So if you stay inside the pocket, you have that ability to not go ahead and change anything. So guys, that's the plays. That's Ace Twins pistol, the second video of it, so I hope you guys enjoyed it.